All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the day one of the fourth boot camp of the Google Certified Educator Level 1. It's a privilege to have you guys join today. I know we did the orientation last week, but today is when we start the proper class. So the attendance we took last week, the assignment we walked through last week is just for us to try to see how things will be done. So today will be when we will cover Unit 1 and Unit 2. And my intention today is to introduce some concept to us, set some of the groundwork for the class, and to ensure that we all know what is expected of us. A few of us had challenges and had a lot of questions within the week. I would go over a few things so that those concerns are adequately addressed and we are well prepared for the class going forward. So starting from this moment, attendance and assignments are going to be on strict timeline. There will be no excuses. There will be no extensions. Um, I know there were some challenges last week. That was why I decided that an assignment would go out during orientation so that we can use that to get into the flow of what we need to do. So that when we start, we would not have to be going back and forth on how to mark attendance, how to submit. I see a lot of us posting our submission in the class. That is the wrong way to do it. I see a lot of us commenting in attendance that I am present. That is the wrong way to do it. So I will go over that again today so that we can lay that to rest. Um, and also in setting some of the ground rules is also that everything about this class is going to be posted within the class. If you post on the WhatsApp group, I will not respond to you starting from today. If you contact me directly, my first response would be that have you posted it in the class? So everything goes into the class. I will take some time within the day to go through it. Even if you contact me directly, I would ask you to post within the class and I will respond within the class because that is where people uh, would also be able to learn from what the challenges you are facing is. They can learn from your challenge. And if you have people that have already done what you're asking for, they can provide assistance. So the group or the class is a class. Everything happens within the class. The same thing goes for joining the call. Like I mentioned, there will be no link sent anywhere. It will be within the class. And the whole essence around this is to ensure that we know how to use the tool because that's what we are preparing for. So once again, welcome to the class, Google Certified Educator Level 1. This is going to be an 8-week course starting from today. So we've done 1 week already. We have 13 units of this program, and we will be doing two units a week. And so spread over 7 weeks, we'll be able to cover all 13 units. I normally would use one week each for Unit 3 and Unit 4 because they are very voluminous. And I like to delve mostly into the practicals. Like I mentioned before, this training has two components to it. The Google Learning Platform, which is where you will do the theories, and then the TTC cohort platform or Google Classroom, which is where you will learn the practicals and do the practicals. You would also complete your task on the Google platform and complete your assignment, and all of that will be submitted within the Google Classroom. So everything that is going to happen within this course would happen all within the Google Classroom ecosystem. So for this week, we'll be looking at getting ready to use technology in the classroom. Week 2, we expand your access to help and learning. Have a mostly paperless classroom is Unit 3. Unit 4 is save time communicating. Unit 5, organize activity for yourself and others, bring meetings online, bring student work online, measure, understand, and share student growth, teach student online skills, build interactive lessons, captivate your class with video, facilitate group work, promote digital citizenship, and positive online behavior. So these are all the 13 units. And all of these units covers a lot of Google tools, some of which you are familiar with and some of which you probably haven't heard of. But my task within this 7 weeks is not only to prepare you for the exam, but most importantly, it's to show you how to really use these tools within your class as an educator or personally for yourself. So for me, it is beyond just the exams. It is about being able to use it to improve yourself and to improve your career on a day-to-day basis. So next slide, I'll just go through a few slides. The purpose of the course, the primary purpose of Google Certified Training is to equip educator with the skill and knowledge necessary to effectively integrate Google tools into your classroom. It is aimed at increasing your efficiency, enhancing student learning, fostering professional growth. Focus of the certification. The certification is to test and to ascertain that you have some mastery over the core Google tools, that you are also able to integrate it into your classes. Somebody says the slide is not showing. Can you all see my slides? If you can see my slides, can you?
Yes, I can see, sir.
Yes, yes. You can see the slide. Sir.
All right. So if you cannot see it, I think the problem is from your end. All right. Uh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Please just mute yourself, please. All right. So when I ask questions and I ask for thumbs up, just thumbs up. No need to unmute so that this feedback can't. The sound, the recording will be very clear. All right. So and then it's also to test your core digital responsibilities. Um, I will be giving you this slides, the slide that I would use all through the course will be provided at the end of the course. As I build it, I will share it with you. You'll be able to, I'll be building it unit by unit. So at the end of unit 1 and 2, you get the unit 1 and 2 part. And then as I build unit 3 and 4, you have it. It will be in PDF for now. What I will also do is there will also be short 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes video recording of every concept, and that will be posted on YouTube for you to watch as you prepare for the week and as you run through the course and the assignment and prepare for your exams. Also, after every unit, every week, I will post questions. I have worked over 400 to 500 questions on all of the units, all of the 13 units that will help you prepare for the exams. So at the end of every unit, two Google Forms will be added to the as an announcement for you to be able to practice at the end of every unit. All right, so today we'll be covering get ready to use Google Classroom. I will use the first 45 minutes to just run through the slides. Most of you have already done your unit 1 and 2 and you've submitted, which is what these slides basically cover. But I would now spend the remaining half of the class really delving into practicals, which will form your assignment for this week. All right. So for those of us that were unable to submit, unit 1 and 2, that screenshot is going to be extended till next week so that you can submit it with the assignment that is coming this week. And then you will now get, from next week, we'll now begin to work on 3 and 4. 5 and 6, like that until we finish. All right, so getting ready to use Google Classroom. A lot of us are familiar with the physical classroom because that's where we teach. When you talk about digital classroom, is almost a replica of a physical classroom, but digital, and it has a lot of benefits over the physical classroom. Not a total replacement, but when you have these two fused together, you tend to have an environment where students flourish and where you can do a lot of things, and it removes the limitations that you have with a physical classroom. So students must learn reading maths, but they also need a 21st century workplace. Technology um, allows you to incorporate the three C's: critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. So all of the tools that we will be discussing, this forms the bedrock of those tools. And all of those tools are geared towards enhancing all of this. Technology can help you support classroom to be more real world environment. So critical thinking, communication, creativity, and collaboration. Technology is one of the ways that you can really improve this within your class and with your student. Critical thinking, communicating, collaborating, and encouraging creativity. Um, we all know the impact that technology have had within the last 20 to 30 years. Now we no longer send email by post. We send email from our phones, podcasts. You can learn from YouTube now. Emails have replaced letters. Using phone to take pictures instead of notes. Some of us we just take picture of our notes and we can read it. So a lot of things have been digitalized, and has really helped uh, in enhancing our classrooms. Digital goal, use paperless in class. So one of the benefits of a few benefits of the digital classroom is that you are able to go paperless. You can use Google Doc to collaborate. Traditionally, now you give a student an assignment, he writes it in a paper, submits it to you, then you work on it and grade him and hand it over to him. Or if you want to give them all work, you have to print and print and print. But with technology and the Google Suite or Google tools, you are able to go paperless. Students can take ownership of their learning. They can explore digital portfolios. Some of the limitations we have is that books might not be enough to go around in the library. Textbooks, students have to carry books all around. And those books sometimes might not even be updated. But with technology, you have real-time updates on resources, and you can share resources with as many people as possible. And students are not limited to the number of copies that you have within your class. Collaboration resources are available globally. There is really no wall anymore now. Teachers are no longer, with technology in your class, you will no longer be like the custodian of knowledge, but rather you will be facilitators of knowledge, allowing students to take ownership of their learning. And that's one of the beauty of technology and why it is essential for us to pivot into using all of these tools to enhance our learning. So, impact of technology. These are all questions, but you have already gone through it. We're just going to jump into learning check. Again, I don't want to spend time on this because you've gone through it. Which of the following has had a large impact on education now that the internet is so easily accessible? Student no longer needs to be able to calculate. You can type your answer in the chat. I'll open up the chat to just see. Rather than speaking up, you can just type the answer if you know it. The role of the role of rote learning has decreased as students have instant access to what's knowledge. School must move to project-based learning. Computer science is important. So we see B is the correct answer. See. How does technology help cater to individual students' need? Resources can be personalized. Teacher can offer digital feedback. Teachers can write code that makes students behave better. Students can take ownership of their lessons. That should be A, B, and D. Choose the statement that best reflects what we know about technology teaching and learning. Access to technology impacts learning more than teaching. Teachers must become experts with technology in order to support students. Don't think that's correct. Technology is a tool.
Technology is a tool
Yeah,
for
you don't
teachers
have to.
in their
All right, I think I would prefer if we just type the answers. Let's just type the answers. But it's better that way so that it's less distraction. Okay, yeah, C. Which of the following uh, describe a digital classroom? Which of the following describe a digital classroom? Let me see your answers in the chat. Which of the following describe a digital classroom? Select all that apply. Where a teacher are facilitators of learning, a place where students use technology to collaborate and communicate in authentic way. That's B, yes, that's true. A place where students have access to online resources they can use to solve problems. Yes, that's true. A place where students is working alone. D is wrong. Getting familiar with Google tools for digital classrooms. Now I will rush through this, but we will do the practicals of this. All right. So Google tools starts with some tools that are collaborative tools, some schools tools that are creative tools, and some tools that are communication tools. So there are a large variety of Google tools, and those tools integrate when logging into Google account. So with one account, you can access all, with one login, you can access all your Google tools. That's the beauty of Google. Google Classroom is there. There's Google Drive. Google Classroom is a platform where teachers and students can collaborate. You can use that to really coordinate your class. Google Drive is like your online storage that gives you real-time access to your document anywhere, anytime, so long as you have internet. And even if you don't have internet, you are able to work offline. Google Drive also give you, it's not unlimited anymore. You can store, I think personal account has 15 GB now. You don't have access to all of that. So you have Google Doc, Google Sheet, Google Form, Google Slide, and Google Drawing. Google Doc is the same thing as Microsoft Word or Google's version of Microsoft Word. Google Sheet talks about Excel. Google Form is the same thing as Microsoft Forms. Google Slide is the same thing as PowerPoint. Not necessarily the same thing, but Google's product or PowerPoint. So that's that. And it is really these are tools that you are able to use, and they are very, very relevant to your 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 learning in this process. Then there are also the Google Mail. We talk about communication now. Google Mail, Google Calendar. The first one we talked about now are collaborative tools, tools that allows you collaborate. And we're going to really go into the practicals of that, where you are able to see the power of collaboration in this. So communication, you have Gmail. Most of us already are familiar with Gmail. You have Google Calendar where you can schedule your meetings. You have Google Meet, which is where we're meeting on right now. You have Google Sites, which is where you can showcase and interact or push content out. Google Group is one-to-many or many-to-many communication and web forums. So you see collaboration, then now we're talking about communication. Now, and then you're looking at outside the Google tools, critical thinking and creativity. Google Chrome, you can use it to access the internet. Google Plus is like their social media, but they've discontinued it. YouTube is a creative tool where you can, apart from learning, you can also create. There's Google Map and Google Earth. Then there's Google Blogger. for publishing. So these are all for creativity to consumer tools where you can explore and also showcase your creativity. So these are a few of the tools. We're supposed to do some matching. So Google Chrome does what? Can you quickly match that? You just type A, B, or C. Google Chrome, which is one, is what? I can see that E, that's correct. Google Chrome is for browsing. Google Doc is for what? B's. Google Doc. Google Doc. C. Smart editing. YouTube is for what? B. Video sharing. Google Meet is for what?
Communication.
Let's mute ourselves. Google Form is for survey and quizzes. Google Drive is for online storage. Google Sites is for
browsing, online,
no.
online
Online
information.
information. All right, so let's look at what the answer is. All right. Okay. Selecting, there's a lot of people. You need to mute yourself, please, if you're not talking. All right. Selecting the right tools is very critical to the success of whatever you want to do in a digital classroom. A lot of times we tend to put the cart before the horse. We tend to put the cart before the horse. There's a concept of task before tools. That's TASK before TOOLS. That means you must determine what you want to do before you determine what you would use. Don't let what you would use determine what you want to do. You are flipping things upside down. So two factors to consider when using technology in your classes: the learning goal or your learning outcome. What do you want to achieve? So once you've elaborated or enumerated and clearly defined what you want to achieve, then you choose what tool. But beyond choosing the tool, you must also learn how to use the tool. And that's the essence of this training. Learning goals and understanding the tool. There are a lot of tools out there. So it's about you knowing which tool you desire to use and which one you prefer the most or understand the most. So that's that about that. Driving factor, lesson objective, knowledge of tools. So selecting the right tool. Google Classroom, create and collect assignments, make copies. All of this we will test as we progress. Google Doc is for you to edit, but have multiple students can work on the same document at the same time. You can collaborate, you can set permissions, you can comment, you can suggest, you can resolve, accept, and reject. All of this will be done and covered in the practicals. Google Form is how you collect surveys, do quizzes, ask questions, and you can use that Google Sheet to now analyze the data that you gather from the Google Form. You can also use it to collect feedbacks or surveys. You can use it to do registration and sign up for whatever it is that you have, events that you are carrying out. Google Slides is mostly for presentations. You want to present, and a lot of teachers can use this. It's the same thing, like I said, with PowerPoint. You use it to present your classroom in your class, to tell the story, or to just prepare your class, to pitch ideas, and a lot of things. It can integrate videos, graphics, and a lot of editing function that makes you have a visually appealing lesson note or lesson presentation. A lot of times we are used to text, just typing in Microsoft Word or Google Docs. But with Google Slide, you can bring some live and some visual cues into your classes. You know, there are some students that learn with more visuals, and the younger kids, visuals really get them uh, to pay attention. So that is where Google Slides comes in. You can embed pictures, videos, and a lot of things to make your lesson really very appealing. Then you have YouTube, of course, which a lot of us are familiar with. Google search, YouTube, you can use it to search for videos and learn, play videos in your class. You can create videos yourself and also create playlists, and all of this we will look into. Getting creative with technology, you can have students work together to build a Google site. We'll look into that. Create visual representation using Google Studio, using Google Drawing. With YouTube, you can flip your classroom such that they do the studies outside, or they watch the video of the topic outside, and then when you come back into the class, you now begin to really engage. That's the essence of a flipped classroom. All right, so I think we should be done with Unit 1. When selecting a digital tool to integrate into your class, where should you start? With features of the app, with your learning objective, with your technology, all right, with your learning objective. Great. Which app allows you analyze data? Which app allows you analyze data? It's a tricky question. All right.
Google Sheets.
It's not Form. Google Forms allows you collect data. Google Sheets allows you
Google Sheets.
allows you analyze the data. If you want to create a lesson, if you want to create a custom logo for your blog, you should use
Google Drawing.
Google Drawing, yeah. All right. Which is not an advantage of the Google tools. Unlimited drive storage, a wide array of relevant tools, integrated login, only available offline. All right, it's ABC. It's not only available offline, it's ABC.
So it's only available online. Integrated login.
Yeah, so every other is true, only available offline is not an advantage. Now, the next topic in Unit 1 is um, it's not about using Google tools or online tools. We must also seek to create. It's an environment, just like your classroom is a place where student comes to learn. But one of the key things you do in your physical classroom, you try to create a safe environment where students are respectful, they are responsible, and they have good mannerism and proper use of the physical space. The same thing applies online, that it is not just about getting students online. We must create a safe, responsible, and digital citizens. Students must learn to be safe and responsible in their use of online tools. And that is the role of a teacher. Just like you will model how you want behaviors, the kind of behaviors you want in your class, you model it. The same way online, you must also seek to model those things. And how can you model what you don't know? And that's why it's necessary for you to know exactly what you are modeling. So two keep foundation: respect and protect. Respect others in the way you talk, in the content you put out, and then protect. You know, we are in this generation where we have a lot of keyboard warriors. When you go online, there is no respect. But we must train ourselves and our students to show respect and to protect themselves online. So, all right. Three pillars of digital citizenship: copyright. and fair use. There are a lot of resources online that are free to use, open source, and they are out there and allowed to be used. But there are some that are not used, that are not open source, that are copyrighted. And it's our responsibility to always give credit to the sources of whatever we use. And then also online safety is also very critical. Online safety is very critical. And then communication. So these three things are the pillars of digital citizenship. Knowing when to give credit to information that you are reusing that are not yours, being safe online, and then knowing that that it's necessary for you to properly communicate. Strong password, recognizing scam. There will be a unit dedicated to this, so we'll just go through this. Stay in private. First, teachers must model the right way, like I said. Teach copyright and fair use. Google search to filter for different usage rights. We'll learn that. Conduct practice activities in Hangout to model the right way to communicate in chat. Teach students to be safe online, such as using incognito mode and disabled browser history. We'll also look into that in some of the units. Prompt for no digital citizenship programs, creating safe, responsible, and digital citizen. Respect is reciprocal. So you respect, and then you must to command respect, you must also show that you are respectful of others. These are just exercises for you to carry out. Let's go through the lesson check and then we can move on. Google Meet can help students practice good online communication. True or false?
True.
All right.
True.
What can all
True.
teachers do?
True. True.
All right. Let's just type. Let's just type. It's better that way. Let's just start. All right. What can all teachers do in their classroom to help shape responsible students? All right. All right. So that's correct. A, B, C, D. Building dash helps students cope better when faced with challenges. We didn't talk about this, but I think you should know it. Building
Resilience.
resilience. Yeah. How can image search be used to teach good online behavior? We talked briefly about this. How can image search filter image by usage right? There are some image, they're not all. Filter image by usage right. There are some images that are copyrighted and there are some images that are free to use. Always seek for free to use image. But if you see an image that is copyrighted, you can also just put the credit there and reference where you took it from. Thinking beyond textbook. So now, textbook aren't going away anytime soon. But that doesn't mean you can't augment textbook with technology to engage students. We are all aware of the shortcomings of textbook. One, textbook might not be enough. Not every student might be able to access it. And then every time student will have to be buying the revised. But online information, online you will get real-time updated information. And then you will be able to collaborate. You'll be able to pull from so many other sources. You are not tied to one book. You have access to information anytime, anywhere that you have access to using your computer. And there are no limits to what you are able to access. So that's one of the ways how technology begins to allow us think beyond our textbook. That whereas we have a textbook, a curriculum that has been given by our school authorities, but we can always augment. Because in using textbook, what you have done is you have only restrict yourself to one author's perspective. You've limited the learning within your classroom to just that textbook, which is just one author's perspective. But if you augment with online, you can leverage on other people's perspective and multiple other examples rather than just the example within your class. That's why it is very necessary. Extend your textbook resources. Using Google search, you can find some resources. Using YouTube, you can, a lot of us are already using YouTube already. Imagine if there was no YouTube and all that you are limited to is just a textbook or a textbook in your library. For example, when we were all going to school and we had to use the library, once a student checks out a book in the library, you no longer have access to it. But with the online platform, you have access to as many as you need. Use not traditional text found online with example of literal conversion. So you can blend both physical and online. You have a textbook that your students are using, you can get them to also research online to augment for those students, allowing them to compare textbook, chapter, and what they find online. Have students collaborate to build study guides using Google Docs. These are just examples of how you can enhance textbook within your class. So textbook lacks current events, so mostly out of date, not very interactive, and also very cumbersome. Imagine if you are doing 10 subjects and you have to have 10 textbooks that you take to school every day. That's actually very bulky and voluminous. But with online resources, these are easily accessible anywhere at any time. All right, let's just do lesson. I think we'll just keep this lesson check. You already did, so we'll go to Unit 2. I want to just have 1 hour of practicals with us. All right, so Unit 2 talks about briefly, it's just about leveraging on community. Okay, so you as a learner within the Google tools or the Google ecosystem, you are not alone. That's the first thing you need to realize. I used to tell my staff in the office, and the same thing I'm telling you. You are not the first person that will face a challenge. And my 2 words to them is, or 1 sentence to them is, when they come to me that they can't do this thing, I'll tell them Google is your friend. Just Google it. You will always not be the first person with a challenge. And so the Google ecosystem has also, knowing that they've created different levels of engagement and different levels of community, where and how you can find help within the Google ecosystem. So that is what this unit is about, expanding your knowledge. Apart from you being able to use Google search, what are the other things that Google has provided for you to be able to find help as at when you need those help? So get your answers, your questions answered. While Google tools are intuitive and easy to use, it is inevitable you will eventually have questions and get stuck. You will eventually have questions and get stuck. And that's the essence of the TTC community also. If you've not joined the group, please join. You will always have. Somebody is asking attendance. Don't worry, we'll go through the attendance again. How you will always get help. And even within your classroom, post your questions. You would always get help from people that have gone through that same step before. Google provides a few search strategies to help you find answer quickly when you get stuck. You can find answers and get yourself unstuck with first Google search, you searching on Google by yourself. Then there's also the Google Help Center. And then there's the Google Education Help Forum. So you see the different layers. So this is you searching for answers, asking, but there's even more than that. There's also different professional learning network, and we'll go into that. So Google Search, Google Help Center, and Google Education Help Forum, and you will see what those different ones are, what their role and their uses are. Begin with Google search to find answer and ideas to use. Web pages or short videos would help you find answers. Use Google Help Center to find answers. If you can find an answer on a quick search, the Help Center will have question topics on variety of Google tools in a step-by-step fashion. So in Google search, you can find answer generally, but when you go to Google Help Center, you will find it categorizes question based on different tools. So Google search is like you searching in a wide, you go into the market and you just went into the market. But Google Help Center, now imagine it as a market with different section, electronic section, shoe section, clothes section. So you are looking for electronics, you just go straight into the electronic section. So that's more like an organized market. But you go into a night market that is not organized. Pepper seller is here, clothes seller is here, shoe seller is next to it. Everything is scattered. That's what Google search looks like. Very broad, open space, and everything is scattered. But with Google Help Centers, you will see help based on different tools in a step-by-step fashion. And to access it is just to search for Google Help Center. You just you search for Google Help Center, you click on Google Help, and you see different topics. So if you are stuck on Google search on any topic or on any tools, you go straight into the tool and you'll be able to get help based on that particular tool. You can see different questions on Gmail. That's the Google Help Center. For Google search, you know how to do Google search. So let's say, for example, I don't know how to open an email. How to create an email on Google. So this one will give you so many things that you have to narrow down. But if you come, here, you see, create an email account. You just click on it, and then it gives you step by step on how to create that email. So that's the beauty of Google Help Center. Now, Google Education Forum now puts a face to it, in that educators like you, questions that they've answered or that they've asked, you can go to specific forums where they are discussing specific things. And you can post your questions, and other educators, whether they are online or when they come online, they will also contact you or respond to your questions. We'll come to GEC, Google Educator group soon. Don't worry. So that's the education forum, in that you are able to get fellow educators respond to you, and you can interact with them, whether they are online, Google. Sorry, Google for Educator. See, Google for Education Help. So you go to the forum. So you can browse topic, and here you will, sorry, my own is in another language. So you'll be able to ask questions, and you'll be able to get educators respond to you whenever they are online. It's more like a forum. It's more like a forum, and you'll be able to get educators respond to you. All right, so here is a look at the help. And this is the Google Educator Help Forum. It's more like a community, uh, and you can find help. So whether it's Google Classroom, whichever tool, there's always a community around that tool. You go and ask your questions in that community, and you will see what others have asked. If you have the same questions, you can just read through that forum. If you do not, you can post, and people will respond to you. Not almost immediately, but you can always go back. All right. Google search. These are all the things I just explained. When you want to provide your student with the steps for how to do an advanced Google search, which of the following is the best place to look first? Where do you look first?
A, B, and C.
No. Where do you look first? Can be 3 places. And you see, this is the beauty of
A.
Yeah. So let me mention something. In the exams, the exams is also as can you please mute? Is as much a test of your understanding of English as much as it is a test of understanding the concept. So you must always read the question and get it right. So where do you start first? Let's see what the answer is. Google Help Center. Because remember, it says step by step is Google Help Center. You must be very careful. Anyone can reply to someone post in Google for Education Help Forum. Yes or no?
True.
Yeah, that's true. When you're looking for ideas on how other educators are using Google Drive with their students, where could you look? Remember, ideas on other educators. C, correct. Google Education Help. Google Search and Google Education Help. Google Search is general, and then the educator can find it there. You recently tried a new activity using Google Sheet with your student, and you would like to share it with other teachers. Which of the following is a good place to share ideas with other teachers? Sorry, who hijacked my screen? All right, can you stop sharing screen, please? All right, somebody just, okay, so I think I'm going to disable participants from being able to share screen. All right, please don't share screen. I didn't disable that. That's going to be a lot of distraction. Okay. So where do you do that? It's Google for Help, Google for Education, because you're sharing with educators. YouTube is where you share with the whole world. So now we looked at getting help using Google Search, Help Forum, and Educator Forum. Then there is another layer, which is you as an educator can build your own network of learning. People of like mind, and that's what we're doing with TTC, building a learning education network where educators come together and can share ideas. So, personal learning network is a supportive network of people you can learn from. PLM becomes a community of learners who shares your interest and often become professional friends. And meet them in conferences. This is where the role of conferences, communities like TTC, where you come together and learn. It could be teachers in your school. So when you have teachers in your school, those are also professional learning network, or teachers around your community that you have worked with. You can ask questions, you can share ideas. So that's a professional learning network. So building your own. And I think every educator should have people that they learn together with. That's very necessary for every one of us. Then somebody has mentioned Google Educator Group. Google Educator Group are open to any educators. They're a community of learners that are involved, or that, let me say, they're like a group of people that decide, okay, we would form a group, and Google recognizes them as a group. And they can be a community of teachers that are Google certified, or they are coming together to learn among themselves about Google tools. So Google called them Google Educator Group. They are scattered across all over the world. In every of the session, I used to joke about this, and I'm going to show us. So how do you find them? You can just Google, and you'll be able to find if there's one in your area, or if there's one in your location. And you can always join them if you want. So we're going to look for a Google Education Group. Why is this always just changing to, I don't know. So let me just go online. All right, so if you go to Google Educator Group, there are scattered all over the world. And you see that, oh, we have in Nigeria actually. And then you see, if you click on Nigeria, there are two of them. Google Educator Group, Duce, and Google Educator Group, Lagos. These groups are not active, and I will tell you my own conclusion about it. All right, so let's open each one of them. This is Lagos, and this is Duce. So it says it's currently inactive. We're working hard to revitalize it. Both of them are inactive. Okay, let's look at. Actually, I think in my last class, I went to, you can find them on, let me go to, okay, let's just do this. That's my, this one, no, not this one. Let me see if we have two. This is not nice. Just give me a moment. Bottom line is this group are not active, so to speak. I think the reason is most likely there was a Google program in either Lagos or Abuja, and a few people say, "Oh, let's gather together." And they came together and say, "Oh, let's just organize." And you know how excited we can get when we start a program, we come together and say, "Oh, we learn about Google Educator Group, let's just form one." And they did form one, but after they formed one, nothing happened after them. You can see that this one opened in July 2020. That's around COVID time. There were a lot of trainings happening on Google. And then the last activity was May 31st, 2021. The same thing if you check for GEG Lagos. I bring this up to say a lot of us, you can see this is also June 2020. So Lagos will happen in June, Abuja will happen in July. They all gathered together, let's form a group. They did, but there's no follow through. And that's one of the biggest challenges we've always had, that we start something, we don't follow through. There's a whole lot of benefits to this if we do. But again, people must take responsibility. You see, GEG Kenya is also 2020. It's about that COVID time where there were a lot of push for online learning, we were all thrown into that chaos and everybody went online. So there were a lot of activities around that. But none of it, you see, all of them are all around 2020, 2020. So unfortunately, they are not very active. They are not very functional in Nigeria. But if you want to form groups among yourself, it's possible. You can do that. Nothing stops that. The same thing you would be doing is what we're doing with TTC in the first place. All right. So where were we? Where's my presentation? Okay. All right. So yeah, we've gone through that. Supporting each other, you always learn from people. That's why it's necessary for us to belong to communities where we can ask questions and get our questions answered. So you can build your own PLN from your school, from a community of teachers, and continue to grow together. PLN stands for which of the following? D, that's correct. When a teacher creates a PLN may include which of the following group? Select all that apply. It can be one. So teacher she works with in school, correct? Educator she met at conferences, correct? Members of GEG, correct? People she hasn't met in person but follows online, that's correct too. To find your local G Educator, you can find a list of active on Google Educator webpage. True or false? We need to move fast. I have 5 minutes more before we delve into practical. Google Educator groups are only open to teachers who have passed Google Level 1 Educator. True or false? Are you sure? False. Now, so we started from being able to access help by yourself using online. Then we've moved to being able to access help by Google Educator Group and then professional learning networks, groups and networks. Now, there are some things that those people might not be able to do for you. And so there's another layer of help, especially when you're looking for enterprise help for a school-wide deployment. Then there are people that are specifically recognized by Google to help you do that. So discover local Google education experts. You can find them online by Google for Education directory will let you know who are the experts around your area that can help you. So they are called Google certified trainers. If you need training and you want to be certified, you want to go through that training from experts, you can get them. These are certified trainer provide professional development and training services on Google tools. Trainers meet rigorous qualification standards. So if you also want to become a Google certified trainer, you just do Google certified educator level 1, level 2, and then you do the third one that certifies you as a trainer, and you can be an expert in Google tools. Then there is the Google certified innovators. These are educators committed to the innovative use of technologies to transform classroom. Innovators, they inspire other educators towards creative change in classroom practices. Then there is reference schools. So there are some schools that are called Google schools. Google called them reference school because they've successfully integrated Google tools into their classroom, ranging from the tools itself, their Google devices, everything they do is Google and on Google platforms. So Google called them reference schools or model schools. And these schools can provide help and resources to other schools. And then now there is also the final one, Google partners. These are companies or institutions that provides and support Google enterprise-wise. They sell licenses, hardware, and also do training. So these are the different layers of help, from your personal help, being able to go online to search, then reaching out to Google Help Center, Google Educator Forum, then professional learning networks, then GEG. Now we're talking about the expert. We're starting from Google trainers, Google innovators, reference schools, and Google partners. And then the final one is called transformation partners. Help school leaders and administrators through change across one or more Google areas. But yeah, these are just high level help that you can get. Uh, everybody can hear me, right? Just thumbs up if you can hear me. Somebody say he or she cannot hear me. All right. So if you can't hear me, you should try to check your network. All right. So that's how you connect with partners and all of that. So you go to their Google platform and you search for whichever one you want, and you'll be able to reach out or get across to them. We will not go through this. You've gone through this lesson check. I just want us to round up on this, and then we'll go into practicals today that will form some of the things that you will be doing. I believe all of us have done unit one, or most of us have done it. If you've not done it, that is where I will start from today. So next week we'll do unit three, which is having have a mostly paperless classroom. Now, having gone through all of this, now it's time for practicals. All right, so how do I want to do this? Okay, while I set up for that, let's see if you have question. I think Choice and Winnie has a question. Jane Musa. Okay, let's start with Joyce. I'm going to call your name. Let's start with Joyce. With Choice. If you have a question, you can speak up now. All right, Jane. Joyce is not speaking up. Jane.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
I was unable to submit my assignment.
All right, just leave that
I
out. We'll answer that. We'll answer that later. All right,
Okay.
Uneke, do you have any questions relating to this? What we've gone through. Uneke, you have a question? Patricia.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir. I have a question, but it's not really related to today's class.
It's about what?
Yes, it's about my Gmail that got filled up and I couldn't submit the assignment.
And then just delete some mails. Your Gmail is filled up. You need to delete. There's no option. If your Gmail, if your hard drive, if it's telling you your drive is filled up, then you need to delete. Unfortunately, that's the only solution.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, Patricia. Patricia.
Yes,
All
please.
right.
I'm here. Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
Yes. So my question is, I did the assignment submitted. I answered the question. So does it have anything like, will it affect, because I didn't do so well? So will it affect me writing the exam or something?
Don't think about the exam now. That course that you are going through has nothing to do with the exam in terms of connection. It's just to
Okay.
prepare you for it. The exam is separate. Always try to do well. You can always go back and do it again.
But I tried doing it again, but I couldn't.
Just just go back and start the lesson again.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Pius. Rama J. Muhammad.
Okay, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Please, I want to ask if the lesson you taught this today would be in kind of hard copy, because I don't really understand what you explained because of network, and at times the slide that you shared is too
All right.
difficult.
So the video will be on YouTube by Monday. Normally, I will post it on YouTube and post it in the class. Again, everything will be in the class. So when I post your assignments by tomorrow, by next tomorrow, the video for today's class will be part of that assignment. So you can watch it. The PowerPoint will be ready also within the week. I'll be posting the PowerPoint alongside Unit 1 and 2. All right, Yusuf Aziz.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
Yes, sir. Please, I want to ask, how can we get information about Google Tools products, like the updates, like the Gemini and the likes that you posted, sir?
How can you get the update?
Yes, sir. That this thing is on. Like when you are the one that announced to us that the GT
Yeah,
is now
because I researched it online. Or I find it online. I belong to a lot of forums. Actually, that one was sent to me by my friend, the Google Educator, the Google AI, and then I found the storybook myself. So look out for that's the essence of professional learning network. Join as many as possible. If you join the TTC, whatever information we have, we will always post to you. All right, blessing. All right, let's give it a start. I want to do something, but I need to get my phone cable so that I can show you what I want to show now. I want to show you how it looks like on the phone too, because this is really important. Just give me a few minutes.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take one more question. The rest we'll leave it towards the end of the class so that we can move. All right, Carlo, let's take your question.
Okay, sir. Please, about the attendance.
All right, just ignore the
Hello, sir.
attendance.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, ignore the attendance. We'll talk about it at the end of the class.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so we want to look at a quick introduction to the Google tools, and I would demonstrate on two ways: accessing it via phones and accessing it via the phones and then through your browser. So let's start with browser. Every one of us, the moment you log into your Google account, if you click on the waffle icon or the group apps icon, somebody is saying you can't see my screen. My screen is visible, so you might need to check from your side. My screen is visible. So when you click on this tool, this icon, you will find all the Google tools that you need to work with. You'll find them here. You would see Google Mail, Drive, Chrome, Classroom, Doc, Slides, all of those you will find here. And with just a single sign-in, you will be able to access it. You will even see Google Gemini. This is Google Gemini. It's part of your account because it's part of Google. You will see Google Notebook LM. These are two AI tools that Google use. So all of their tools are here. And that's why it is single sign-on. Every tool you want to access, you can access them directly from here. And it cuts across all their apps. So if I open my OneDrive from here, it will open in another tab. On the drive also, I have the same app, the same icon, I can open spreadsheet, I can open Google Doc. So the first thing to note is that from your Gmail or from any of your Google tool, you can open up all of the apps. So the first thing we will do first is let's start with Google Drive. Google Drive is like your online storage. Just like you have folders and files on your computer, your Google Drive gives you, when you create a Google account, it gives you 15 GB of space in the cloud. Because this is a TTC Google domain, personal Google domain account, I have 1 terabyte. Sorry, 100 terabytes for as many users as I can create. The personal account has only 15 GB. And I can show you from my own personal account so that you can see it, that it's 15 GB. Let me show you from, from my personal account. 15 GB. So you can see if I open Drive, you see I have used 9 GB out of 15 GB. I've used, sorry, slow this one. I have used 9 GB out of 15 GB. So it's important to note that that's this capacity that you have. And I can get more by paying every month. So it gives you that. Now, from your Drive, so the same way you would create folders on your laptop, on your desktop, you can structure folders. That's the same way you are able to structure folder and everything on your Drive. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a student account so that I can use that to demonstrate for you guys. So I'll open a student account, Google from a student account. This student is called student 1. I think this one has a lot of things. So if I click on Google, I create a dummy account and I called it student. Yeah, this one has a lot of, let's see if I can. Okay, what I'll do quickly now, what I want to do quickly now is I'll create another account and call it student 4. So that student represents camp 4. I just quickly create an account. If you work with a school, you can get your school to apply. If you need help with that, I can help with that. Depending, might be free, depending, might be at a charge. But you can get your school to also get a Google platform where you can create accounts for yourself and for your students. It will still be Google, but you manage everything yourself. So I'm just going to create a fresh account, student 4. So the email account will be student4@TTC. I'll just create a temporary password for it. All right, so that account has been created. So what I want to do now is I'm going to log into that student 4, and then we can see how that will go. So I'm logging into student 4, mail at G. So student 4@ttc.com.ng. Oops, sorry. So here, what I'm doing is I created an account and I'm logging in students 4@123. If it's a personal account, of course, you all have accounts. That's why you are even able to join this class. If you don't have a Gmail account, you can't. So I don't have to walk you through the process of creating an account. So this account has been created. Let's say I'm walking you through. This is the first time the account is opened. It's a Gmail account. I understand, blah, 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 and that's it. So now I go from here. That was me. This means. So I go from here, I go to the drive. You can see that it's completely blank. There's nothing in my drive. So what I will do now is, from here, there are a couple of things you can do. You can create a new folder. You can upload folder, which we will do because that's going to be part of the assignment. Folder, Google Doc, Google Sheet, and all of that. You can create. But before I do that, let me just walk us through this. Home is like the home, the page. Activity is more, every activity, recent activity will be there. Workspace allows you to create a place where you can share documents with a couple of people. It's like a group or a workspace where you're creating a workspace, you can name it. Let's say, for example, we're doing lesson plan, and I have like 5 people. We need to work on maths lesson plan. We're all maths teachers. Then we can create a workspace for that purpose where all the things we're doing are packed within that workspace. As we progress within this training, you'll see the importance of workspaces and how you can use them. My drive is your own hard drive, just like your computer hard drive or your external hard drive or your flash drive. So this is where all your documents, every document that belongs to you, this is where you put them. Now, shared drive, let's say a few of us, me and my friend, we have an external hard drive that we use together. So now on Google Drive, there is what is called shared drive. A lot of us can work together and share documents or a team. Now, everything in the shared drive belongs to everybody. It doesn't belong to one person. It belongs to the team. So I can create a shared drive now and call it Camp 4 and invite all Camp 4 students into it. So anything I put in there belongs to everybody. And so when I leave, I don't go with it. When my account is deleted, the document belongs to that team. And this is very good for schools where, teachers come and go. They can go in here and put their stuffs. You have all your department put their stuffs in the shared drive. And when new teacher comes, you can easily add them to the shared drive and they can do what they need to do. Shared with me are documents that people share with you. That's where you find share with me. All right, so that is your drive. And here you can see your storage size. I have added only 0 thing. Trash, spam. Now, a few things to note is if you go to settings, you can download, and I will show you why this is important. You can download Google for desktop. So let me download it while we Google for desktop is one way that allows you work offline. So you have, let's say I decide to move all my very important files online so that I can go from place to place and be able to access my device, my content. And I can work online or work offline. So Google Drive allows you, Google for desktop allows you to sync what you have on your desktop to what you have online. How that works is, let's say there's no internet. I have already synced my document online to my document on my computer, or my computer document to have a version of it online. And there's no internet. I can open those same files, work on it on my computer. And the moment I get into a place where there's internet, it will automatically sync. So this way I can back up important files on my computer into the cloud. And so if my computer crashes, my documents are saved. So Google Desktop is for desktop. For Google Drive for phone, it automatically syncs when you get the app. because it is Google app. And I'm going to show us this same example that I'm working on. So before I go into that, I also want to point some things out. A lot of us, we do a lot of work on Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint. Now, you can set your Google Drive up such that anything you bring from Microsoft Word and you put it in your Google Drive, it automatically converts it to the Google version. And I will tell you the benefit of that as we progress in this course. So let's go through a few settings. You click on settings and you can set up a few things. So here is I want to work offline. You have to check it that I want this document, I want every document that I have. I want to be able to open it even if there is no internet and work on it. So you install and then you set that up. The second thing is you can decide how you want PDFs to be previewed. Do you want it to open in another tab or to open in the same tab? But one more thing that I want us to take a look at is, where is it? This one, convert, upload to Google Doc editable format. I'm going to give us an example of that as we progress, and so that you see how important this is. When you take a Google form, when you take a Microsoft Word and you put it in Google Drive, if you don't allow it to convert, when you open it, you will not be able to do a lot of the Google features, the collaborative Google features on that document until you convert it. And as we go in our next class to talk about collaboration, you will see why that is very important. So all of these are the basic settings you need to know. So let's talk about creating documents now. So to create, first I will create a folder by just creating new folder. I will call it camp4 folder, right? This is my new folder. It automatically creates. Then I want to put a document within this folder. I can upload or create new documents. Now what I will do is I will create a new document. I want to create a Word document, an Excel document, and a PowerPoint. I'll create that. So to create new document, I just click on Doc. I can automatically create, or I can create from a template. You see, I can create blank or create from a template. So I'm creating blank. I have opened it. I'll create a Google sheet, which is like an Excel sheet. I'll create that one also from blank. All right. I will create I will also create a Google slide, which is like PowerPoint. That one I want to create from a template so that you see how that looks. So this is Google Slides. It's the same thing as Google Microsoft PowerPoint. So I'm going to create from a template. Let's say I take this template and I open it. Immediately I open my documents. This is the first document. I can come here and rename it and call it Camp4, right? Sorry, and name it Camp4. You know, the same way you create documents in a folder on your computer. So this is Camp4. Here, this spreadsheet also, I come here and I just name it Camp4. All right. This this PowerPoint, I'm going to call it Student Certificate Camp4. All right. Now, if I go into my folder, I can see all of them in that same folder. So in my drive, I open it, I have all of those 4 documents. The next thing I'm going to do, so I'm going to call this this folder. I'll create another folder. You can right click. All of these things that I did from Plus, I can also do by right clicking. So I'll call this folder created folder. I know why I'm doing this because this is going to be your assignment. Created folder. I am going to move this whole folder into created folder. How do you do that? You can either drag, you can just drag the folder. Sorry, I click on it. I can drag it and drop it inside. That would work. Or I can right click it and click on organize, move. It will ask me where do I want to move it to. And I'll point to where I want to move it to. And then I click move. So I've moved it there. So this is my created folder. And I have that. Now, like I said, you can upload folders. So from here, I can upload a file. Let's try file upload first. I'll upload this file. Let's say I upload this file. Your upload will come into the location where you are. You can see the file is uploading here, and soon enough it will be here. If I want to upload a file into a folder, I have to go into that folder to do the upload. But I am in my root folder. Let me see why is this taking time. It's a heavy file. I think it's still working. Let me refresh again. Let's do that again. So our file upload. Let me pick another file. I'll pick this one. Less than a minute. Okay. All right, so that's it. I uploaded it. Let me upload a folder. So you can see that it's possible for me to upload a file. It's possible for me to upload a folder. So I'll upload a folder. Let's look for okay, what I'll do is on my computer, I'll just create a folder. All right. On my download, I'll just let me create a folder. I'll call it camp4, right? That's the folder. So this is the folder that I want to upload. There's nothing in that folder for now. I'll create and I'll go to folder upload, camp4, and select that folder. And then I'm uploading that folder, upload. And then with the upload, you can also just open and drag and drop. So let's try that option again. So I can open and then drag, you can see, and drop it inside. So you can see that folder, camp4. What I'll do, I'll move this document into camp4. You see. So now I have shown you, and then I'll call this one uploaded folder. I'll create another folder and call it uploaded folder. And then I'll move camp4 into uploaded folder. So this is how you create documents, create folders, upload folders, and upload files. Now, in rounding up, let me show you a few things that I wanted to mention to you. And so let's say on my desktop, I have Excel on my desktop. I want to create an Excel file from normal Microsoft Excel. I want to do this, and then I will go into the phone, and then I'll show you all of these things that I'm doing. I'll show you how it looks like on the phone. So let's say I have a Excel. I'm opening a new Excel. So this is my Excel. All right. I'll call this Excel. So I'll call this Excel for the legacy for 4.1. Okay. 4.1. This is my Excel. And it's an Excel sheet. Security. So this is an Excel sheet. Where did I save it? Let me see what. Okay, it's in my download. Okay, so this is my Excel sheet, and it's in my download. All right, so I'll go to my download. I want to upload it. Remember, I told you we can either go this way or just drag and drop. So I am uploading it now. I don't know if you can see clearly, but do you see, let me zoom it. Do you see that it still carries the Excel logo? But if I go into this one that I had created in Excel before, you will see that this is Microsoft version of Excel. This is Google version of Excel. You can see that the logo is different. It's like a cross. But if you go to the Microsoft one, let's go to the Microsoft, it's X. The difference in that is that all the collaborative features that comes with Google, you will not be able to do that with this. The same thing is true with Excel. The same thing is true with Word. If you automatically upload it without changing the settings that I showed earlier, which is what I'm going to do now, you will still maintain it as Word, but you will not be able to do all of those features and all of the collaborative features that we'll talk about in the coming days. You won't be able to perform them on this. I'm taking time to do this because I will show you the benefit of syncing some important files. Maybe your lesson plan, your lesson notes, your CV, you can sync them and be it on your Google, so that on your Google Drive, so that anywhere, anytime, you have access to those important information. So I'm going to do, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change that settings and then re-upload that file again, and you will see the difference. So I'm setting it to convert. So I click on this. And the beauty of my Google is everything saves automatically. You don't have to keep clicking save, clicking save. It just saves automatically. Now, I've made that change. I'm going to upload the same file again, and let's see what happens. So I'll upload that same file, and let's see how it will present that file this time around. It will automatically convert it, and then it will be different. Can you see now? So this is the Google version. It has taken the Microsoft version and converted it to the Google version. I can open both of them online, and you see it's also here trying to convert it because it can't work with all those features except it converts it. So it still keeps it as SLX and as this. But if I open this, this just opens directly, and I'm able to see all of the features available. So that's the benefit of doing that conversion and checking that up. So now, before I go to the phone, I downloaded something recently, and that was Google Drive, Google Desktop, right? I want to install it. Where did I keep that? So this is it, Google Drive DMG. I'm going to install it and then link a folder from my computer to my drive, so that any change I make on that folder, it automatically syncs it online, and you'll be able to see when I work offline and when I work online, how that will work together. So I've installed it, and this is good for you such that you're able to back up instead of you going around with pen drive. You can have all your very important information in Google Drive. On your phone, you can access it. On your laptop, you can access it. You go to a cyber cafe, all you need to do is to log into your Google on that browser, and you have access to all of your resources. So here, The first thing is it will ask me to sign in. So I'm going to sign in as student 4. That's the student we just created. Okay, I have 10 minutes to do this. So all right, so I've signed in as student 4, and I click on sign in. It tells me I have signed in. I don't want to create a profile. We'll look into profiles later on. And immediately I sign in, it opens. Now it's setting up my drive for my desktop. Let me open up, what do I have in drive what are the things that I have in drive actually? These are the things that I have in my drive. I have these 3 things. Let's see what would happen on my desktop with this Google Drive that I just installed. Now it's beginning to sync. You can see, maybe let me put it here so you can see. It's syncing my Google Drive and my folder. Let me go next. If I want to choose online, make my drive available offline. Yeah, I right click on the folder and then I'll work on that later on. So you see, what are the things? Choose a folder to sync to Google Drive. It's asking me which of my folders on my computer do I want to sync to Google Drive. I don't want to sync my download on my desktop. I can sync my desktop, I can sync my document. So everything on my document on my desktop will be replicated online. So even if I work on my desktop or my document on my desktop and there's no internet, I can continue working. The moment there's internet, it will sync online. Let's say, for example, that computer crashes. If that computer crashes, all I need to do is fix it, get another computer, log in, and all my desktop will be back. I won't have to worry about anything. But for the sake of this training, I'm not going to sync my desktop. I'm just going to look for another folder that I think I don't have so much in, then I can sync that folder. So I'm syncing Brisk. Brisk is on my desktop AI, and it's 40 MB. I'm going to say, it's asking me, what do I want to back up? Do I want to back up? I don't want to back up. I'm going to skip. Again, you can back up some things, and then I'm going to open. So if I open my drive now, it's trying to sync. Let's just give it time to sync. And it's syncing what I have on my computer to my desktop online. While this is working, so that we don't waste too much time, let me get my phone ready, and then I walk us through a few of these things that I have done on my phone, that I've done on the laptop. I can do that on my phone. Just let me know when you are able to see my phone screen. All right, can you see my phone? All right, sorry. Okay, let's see, are you done? Okay, this is done. All right, so let me finish up this. So this is complete now. I will close this, but I want to now open my computer, my folder finder. So you'll see here I have Google Drive Student 4. I don't know if you can see that. Google Drive Student 4. I'll put this a little bit here so that I want to show you something. This is my online, and this is my desktop. And I click on Google Drive Student 4. You will see my drive. When I click on my drive, exactly what I have online is what I have on my computer. So let's say, for example, I now open this one on my computer. I open this one on my computer. Let's remember, let me open it online so that you will see. Online, there is nothing in it. This is this one. Online, there is nothing in it. Okay. So on my computer, let me type. This is me. All right. Okay. And I am going to save it. Of course, I'm saving it on my computer, and then I'll keep it. I've already closed it. Let me open another one. I'll open this one. That is. So I'll open that one. Let me refresh and see what will happen with this. You can see online now. This is what I did physically, and it happens online. So I'm online now. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. So I edited it on my computer. I edited it on my computer, and now online, that as immediate, because I have access to the internet. If I disconnect my internet, I will lose you guys. That's why I didn't disconnect my internet. But I could open it on my computer. All right, so this is it on my computer again. I'm bringing up the one I opened on my computer. This is the one I opened on my computer. I'm still going to type another thing again. This is me. This is another me. All right, I will save it. Okay, so let's assume I don't have internet. I've done all this work, and then I come into a place where there is internet. So long as internet is connected to my computer, it will automatically sync. Let me refresh again, and you will see that that same content shows up exactly again online. So I want to now try something else. So online, I'm going to write, this is me online. All right. And then I'll say online, it automatically saves. So after a while, we'll come to our computer and see what would happen. You see, it's already syncing. It's syncing. It automatically will sync, and okay, it's waiting to edit. It's syncing. Let me close this later on. I'll open it again, and you will see that what happens online goes into my desktop. What happens on my desktop goes into my online. And that's, you see, that I just wrote that online. Let me click on, let me open this again and see if it has happened. So this is it. This is my desktop. You can see this is me online. So this is one way you can bring your work across all your devices. Now I will go to my phone, and you'll see that all of this that I've done will also be accessible on my phone. So let's go to my phone, and then we can round up the class here. Somebody has asked, this online sync with desktop app, can it work on my phone? Your phone, you will need the app so it will work. That app I downloaded is the desktop app. Now, for your phone, like I mentioned, I don't know whether it's in this class or in our first class. For phones, you have to download the apps. Google Drive app. Let me pick my pointer and change the color to red. So there's the Google Drive app. How's that? Okay. All right, so there's the Google Drive app, there's the Google Chrome. You have to, sorry, oh no wonder I've seen that's coming. So there's the Google Drive app. So there's the Google Drive app, and I will open it. So now this is a different account. So I'll have to add student 4. You can always add multiple accounts. That's the beauty of the Google apps. You can add as many accounts, and you can keep switching. So I'm going to add the student 4 account, and then we'll see what would happen. So I'm adding student 4 accounts. students for ttc.com.ng. Correct. Next, let's put the password. Student. I'm putting that into it, and immediately it starts loading all my work. Everything that I have uploaded, this is suggestion, this is in my activity. Now let me go to my files. I don't know why this my pointer is not working today. So if I go to my files, all right? I go to my files, I click on my files, you will see that it matches exactly what is on my drive online. This is it. And everything I find here, I go to Camp 4, a created folder, that's Camp 4. I go to this, in Camp 4, I will see this. So what I want to do now is I'll upload another thing on my desktop. So let's say, for example, I open what we just edited before, which is this one. I can open it. If it allows me to open it, to tell me edit in Google. So for phones, you have to download the Google Sheet app. You have to download all the apps. A lot of times I don't like to do that, but let's see if I have it here. So I'm opening this same one that we opened, and I want, okay, so I don't want to download it. But you can download it. But any edit you do on any of your devices, it will show up on all of the devices. So now I want to add another file to the created folder, which is what we have here. I'll add another file to that. You can see it's the same thing. So on my phone, I'll click on this app here. I don't know if you can see this. I'll click on that one. That's the plus. What do I want? There's upload, there's scan. I can take a picture. I can create a folder just like we did up here. I can create Google Doc, Google Site, Google Sheet, all of that. So what I'll do now is I'll just take a picture. I'll take a picture of myself, and then I will use this picture, and then I will upload the picture. And you will see that on my desktop, I will check. On my laptop, online, you see, it has already shown up online. You can see it on my phone. You're seeing it here. You're seeing it here. Now let's check on my desktop. Immediately, you will see that it's syncing. You can see it's syncing. It's up to date. So if I open my desktop and I open Camp, where is it? Drive, created folder, Camp 4, I can see that same image. So almost immediately on all my devices, my phone, my desktop, and online, it is there. So, and it automatically syncs. If I add anything from online to it, it will also propagate to everywhere. So this is one of the bases and the beauty of the Google ecosystem that allows you to work across all of your devices. Now, as we round up, I'll give you an example. I want to round up by telling you the assignment for this week, and I'll post it. So the assignment for this week is you will go into your Google Drive, not your desktop. If you are using phone, it's the same thing. If you are using online, it's the same thing. What I want you to do is you create a folder called created folder, and you create documents inside of it. Then you would upload a folder and upload documents inside of it, either from your laptop or from your phone, and call it uploaded folder. And what you will submit will be a screenshot of your created folder and your uploaded folder. Example of a screenshot will be put in the assignment. All right. So Let's just do a few things as we round up. Oh, I shouldn't have taken up my phone. I want to go over a few things. One is attendance. Second is how you will submit assignments. I know a few of you got it right, not just a few. I think almost 80 or so people got it right, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go back. Where is this? Okay, this is student. Let's go back to staff. No, this is not it. I'm more looking for, okay, this one. So if I go to the classroom, a few of you got all of these right. So come for, first of all, please do not post the link to this class meeting in the group. As many of them that joined today from the group, because I saw a few people, the reason why they were able to join is because they have a Gmail. And if they click to join, I will have to admit them because they are not students in the class. Even though they join this call, they will not be able to participate in the assignment or anything. Why? Because they are not students in Camp 4. So please do not post the link. Every one of us that is in this class, you can always come to the class, and when it is 2 p.m., you join from here by clicking on join. You join by clicking on join. Is this not working? Okay, I choose pen. Okay, so you join by clicking on join. All right. If you are using your phone, I will show you how to access that from your phone. Please do not join because the class is close to people joining. Starting, we've already started. Anyone that has not joined us from last week cannot join us again. They will have to wait for batch 4, and that there's no compromise on that. All right, so for the phone, you go into your classroom. Once it is 2 p.m., you go into your classroom and you click on this icon. That is how you join the call. So from your phone, you click on this icon. So for example, if I click on this icon now, I will come straight into this class. See me? So that's how you join. That's how. Now you can start taking the attendance immediately. The attendance is up. You can take the attendance. So day 1, attendance. All right. It's going to be due today, and I will set it to be due in the next 30 minutes because of time. So it's 11. I'll make it 11:45. That is 4:45. It's 11 p.m. time. It is under attendance, and it is 10 points. 10 points. So I have assigned this attendance, and immediately it's posted in the class. So all of you will get a notification now. I will round up by showing you how to take attendance. Now, before I do the attendance thing, I demoed how to submit assignment, and I will do it again, both on the phone and on the laptop. How do you take attendance? How do you submit your work? So I said, for you to submit your work, you go into your class. Okay? You go into the class, you go to classwork, which is where the assignment is. And I'm going to be doing it concurrently on my phone and on my laptop. So I go into attend assignment on my phone and on my laptop, and I'll click on view the instructions. So I'll submit the other time. Let me remove the attachment. On my phone also, I go into it and I can see that there's nothing. So you will see here that there is add work. That is where you submit your work. You click on add work. On my laptop also, you will see add or create. That is how you add. If you are adding from a shape from if your submission is on your Google Drive, you see it here. You use that. If I ask you to submit a link, you click here. If I ask you to submit a file, you click here. If you want to create a fresh document, you click here. The same thing is available on your phone. On your phone, you will see on your phone, you will see on the phone, you will see add from drive, camera, upload, upload file, insert a link, and then create more. So the create more will give you the same thing as this. You can see doc, slide, PDF, and all of that. So what do I want to do? I want to attach file because that's what this assignment is. So you click on add work on your laptop, on the phone. I'm clicking on add work. So I click on add work, and then I want to upload. I'm just going to add 2 photos. For example, I took 2 screenshots, right? I'm adding the 2 screenshots. I have added that. If I swipe up, you can see the swiping up icon. If I swipe up, I will be able to see my 2 attachments. The same thing here. After a while, you will see it update on my laptop because I'm swiping. Then when I do that, you can see it showed up on my laptop because it syncs, like I said. Once that is done, the next thing you need to do is you just turn in. I click on turn in. He asks me, do you want to turn in? I say yes, and I turn in. Once I turn in and the deadline has not been reached, I would have the option to unsubmit. The example I gave is it's like when you give your physical assignment to a student and you tell them, okay, come back next week or tomorrow is the deadline. And the student finishes today and drops it. He can come back and take it again. So the same thing, you will see unsubmit because the deadline has not elapsed. And that's how you submit your assignment. Now, how do you take attendance? Again, I'm going to do the same thing on the phone and on the laptop. You go still to your classwork, you click on attendance. The same thing, I click on attendance. I click on view instruction. So on the attendance, you are not adding work. And again, the people keep making the same mistake. In attendance, you don't tell me present in comment. That is not how you take attendance. Typing present makes no difference. What you're supposed to do is, again, you swipe up and you see mark as done. The same thing here. You are not adding anything. You are not typing present. You have to mark as done. So you mark as done and then mark as done. That is how you take attendance. It is saying unsubmitted because the deadline is in another 20 minutes. So please, for attendance, you do not say present because I didn't ask you whether you are present or not. You go into the attendance and you mark as done. So if I go here now, I can see that 31 people has marked as done. If you write present, there is no way for me to grade you. So if I want to review work now, if I want to mark people present and give them their 10 marks, I have to go to review work as a teacher. That is where I will see, or if I go here, this is student, and I click on this, that is where I will see them and be able to grade them. If you write present, there is no way for me to grade you. So this is how you take attendance. And this is how you submit assignments. Now, finally, if you are expected to take your attendance. If you do not take the attendance, the system generates a spreadsheet for me at the end of every class. I will post that spreadsheet. After I mark the assignment, after I mark the attendance, and I post the spreadsheet, if you now come back and you will now have to tell me the line on that spreadsheet where your name is, then I will go up there, verify, and then I will include your attendance. If I have to do that, you will not earn your 10 marks. But today, there will be an allowance. Why? Because the call got dropped and people were cut off. So today, if you get back to me after I mark this attendance and you say you are missing, and you point to me in that spreadsheet where your name is, and I go and check and I see that you met the criteria of at least 40 minutes, then I will go and mark you present and you will have your 10 marks. But starting from next week, if you don't take the attendance yourself and you get me to look at the spreadsheet to help you take the attendance, you will not get your full 10 marks. So please let that be at the bottom of our mind, at the bottom of our hearts, and let's understand that that's the process and that is the procedure. So by latest by Monday morning or tomorrow night, you will get the assignment for this week. The assignment for this week will be to create those documents and then to complete unit 3 and unit 4. So that when we come next week, we will look at unit 3 and unit 4 and we progress. So the assignment this week will be that task and to complete unit 3 and unit 4. Any question before we call it a day? We've spent 30 minutes extra, and I didn't intend for that to happen. But unfortunately, we had to go back to a few things. All right, let's just make it short. I'm just going to take these 2 questions, Benita and Bukola. If you have any question after now, you can post it in the group. People will answer in the chat. Some people will answer you. And when I get a chance to look at it, I'll also answer you. All right, let's start with Benita.
Okay, good evening. Good afternoon, Mr. Rotimi.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for a wonderful class today. I am trying to sign the attendance. I am not seeing where it's telling me mark as done.
Are you
There
using
are
your
2
phone?
here.
Are you using your
Yes,
phone?
I'm using my phone. I'm using my phone.
Okay. So when you click
I'm
on the
using
attendance, what phone are you using?
I'm using a Redmi.
All right. When you clicked
It's
on
an
the
Android
attendance,
phone.
when you clicked on the attendance, what did you see? The screen.
So I clicked on the attendance. It told me they want attendance 10 points, and that's all.
At the bottom, what do you see at the bottom?
There's nothing written at the bottom, but
No,
the
no.
other one that says due tomorrow is showing me the instructions. Set
Do
up
you
your Google
see
Classroom.
an arrow? No. I'm talking about, did you click on the attendance? You go into classwork. Let me.
Yes,
Are you seeing
I'm in
my screen?
classwork now.
Okay. I see my screen. You click on the attendance. It brings you to a page like this, right?
I can see your screen from. I'm using my laptop to join the class, but
So
I'm trying
just
to use my phone now to
no,
attendance.
just take the attendance on your laptop then.
Okay, how do I do that, please?
Okay. On the laptop, the same thing. You go to classwork.
Okay.
You go to classwork. Since you're on your laptop, you go to the class.
Yes.
You go to classwork. You go to attendance.
Yes.
And you click on view instruction. I'm going to submit now. You click on view instruction. This is what you will see. You just click on mark as done. All right. That's it. All right.
I'm
Bukola,
sorry, sir. I'm not getting what you're saying.
can you look at my
It's not
screen?
giving me that.
Just
Okay,
look
let me
at my
go back to
no,
let me go
just
back to
you
yeah, I'm
just
looking
look
at
at
your
my
screen.
screen and you can do
Yes.
it later on. You look at my screen and follow the steps. You go into your classroom, okay? You
Yes.
click on classwork, you will see attendance and you will see assignment, right? Then you will see day one
Yeah,
attendance.
I'm only seeing weekly assignment. The attendance is not showing on my own phone.
Why is it not showing? We're not talking of
I
your phone
don't
now.
know
We're talking of your laptop.
why. I can see even on the
Can anybody
laptop.
see
Let me
attendance
go
on their
back
phone?
to class
Yes, ma'am. Let her refresh.
Then
You need to
refresh your
refresh
work
it.
now. I'm
there's attendance there. You need to refresh.
at classwork now. I'm only seeing
Did you
weekly
refresh the
assignments. Let
page?
me scroll up and see.
Refresh your work.
Refresh your phone or your system.
All right. While you do that, Bukola, what's your question?
Thank you very much, sir, Mr. Rotimi.
Well,
My question is on when you talked about the Gmail storage. Actually, like you said, is 15 gig. Mine too is I've used about gig now,
you've used
and
about
I
what?
want to get 8 gig.
Okay.
Then I needed more because they've been sending messages. Google has been sending me messages
You
that
just click.
my storage is about to full.
All right. So that one is no long story. You just click on get more and then you pay. That's it.
How to pay is my issue. If I want to pay online, they always ask me to put my um what's the card
Yep.
card
Yes.
number.
Mm-hmm.
How secure it is.
It's secured. It's Google. You have to put your card number because it's monthly to be debiting you every month. What I would
Okay.
suggest to you is
Okay.
just open another Google account and transfer
Okay.
files that are old into it. So, are you seeing my screen?
Okay, sir. I
Can you
can
see my
see.
screen? All right.
Yes,
So
sir.
you see that me too, I have 9.2 GB. What I normally do is I
Yes,
just
sir.
delete what I don't want. But you have to get more storage. You put your credit card, your debit card. It will debit you every month. It's compulsory. The card must be there. But if you just need to open, you see me, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a lot of Gmail accounts. It doesn't stop you from having
Okay.
Gmail.
Okay.
Let me mute everybody. So what you can do is, for example, I have a Gmail account called, this is timiafelomo@gmail.com. I have rotimiafelomo@gmail.com. I have a lot, actually. So I can say, okay, I don't want this file anymore. I want to remove this file. I can share this file and share it with Rotimi Afelomo. Okay, so I shared with Rotimi Afelomo, fine. So the file goes to Rotimi Afelomo. I make him an editor. Then later on, I can now come and change him to be owner. So I'll transfer the owner. I first need to share it to him as an editor, which is part of the things we'll do in the upcoming classes. I share it to him as an editor. Once he has received it, he has seen it, he will find it under shared with me. He will find it under shared with me because I'm sharing it with him. Then afterwards, I will now go to that same share and then transfer ownership. So it belongs to him. That will move that out of my space. So I will no longer have it under my drive. Okay. It will now be under share with me. Documents that are shared with you is not sitting in your drive. It's not part of what is consuming your drive. So if you don't want to have access to it on both ends, then once you have transferred the ownership to the second account, then you can now go into that second account. Since that second account is the owner, that second account can now say, oh, okay, I'm the owner now. Then I don't want to have it in my other account. Then I can now remove can remove my main account, and that file completely disconnects from my main account, and I am able to save more space. So if you don't want to pay, if you have money to pay, pay. If you don't have money to pay, use this workaround.
Oh, thank you very much, sir.
All right. But you can pay. I think you should pay.
Okay, sir.
All right. I think that should be all for today. Thank you, everyone. All right, Betty, you have a question before we go. Let me just take this last one.
Yeah, good evening from here. I have been having issues actually with connection, so I have to move now. So my major issue is I actually have lots of issues, but the most pressing one now is that of attendance and how to turn in my assignment.
I just
Those two.
explained that multiple times now.
Yes, you did. My network was really, really bad, seriously bad.
Okay.
I had to be moving from one place to another.
I will spend the
Thank
next 2 minutes again to do it,
you.
please.
God bless you. God bless you.
To submit assignment. Oh boy. All right. Are you using a phone or a laptop? Sorry, are you using a phone or a laptop? Betty, are you using a phone or a laptop? Betty,
Yes,
are you using?
I'm using a phone right now. I've moved away from my laptop.
No. So I will show you how to turn it in on your phone and show you how to turn it in on your laptop. For every one of
Okay,
us,
but right
please,
now I can't even see your screen anymore. Oh God.
madam,
Okay, I can see you, but I can't see your screen.
then you have to watch. You have to go and watch the video. I've done this a
Okay,
couple of times. Yeah, just
just
please.
explain. I will watch the video later, please. Sorry.
If you can't see, then there's no point explaining because if you're
Please
going to.
explain. I can see.
All
I
right.
can see.
All right. So on your phone, you go to your classwork. All right. I'm on my phone now. You go to classwork. You click on the assignment. At the bottom of the screen, you will see. All right. So on your phone, you go to your phone. You click on classwork. And then you will see assignment. You click on assignment. At the bottom of it, you will see add work. You click on add work, and then you will see options to attach. If it is screenshots or anything, mostly it's always going to be screenshots. You attach it, and then you click on add. Once you click on add, you can swipe up and you'll see the work is being attached. Once it is fully attached, then the turn it in becomes active. Once the turn it in becomes active, you turn it in. It's the same process on your phone, on your laptop. You go to the assignment, click on the assignment, click on view instruction. On the top right hand corner, you will see add or create. You click on it, you can add, upload, and create. Whichever one you upload, then you click on turn it in. It will show on submit after you've turned it in if the deadline has not passed. The moment the deadline passes, it will show turned in, and there will be no option to pull it back. This is the same process for attendance. You click on the attendance, you click on view instruction, and then you will swipe up and see mark as done. For attendance, please do not write present. It doesn't make any difference. You have to click on, you swipe up and see mark as done. Then you click on mark as done, then you turn it. That is how you take attendance. All right, so I think,
Thank you so much.
yeah, I think we're done for today. I'm sorry for the time. Please, starting next week, we'll start by 2. majorly 2:10 we start, and then we try to finish by 4 p.m. so that everybody's time is done. Now, there were some announcements in the group. Please join the group if you have not. If you've not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do subscribe. That's the only thing I ask people to do. Just subscribe to the YouTube channel. The Google Gemini exam is different from the Google Educator. The Google Gemini for now is free. You can do it. It's going to be free until January. This week I'll announce the AI mentoring classes. And the first mentoring class will be preparing everybody towards that exam so that you can write it. If you are interested, just watch out for the announcement this week. And then during the training, I'll just walk us through the basic concept of the requirements. You sign up for the exam and then you write it. All right, so we'll meet next week. Assignments will be posted this week. Deadline will be posted. Deadline will be there. Please take your attendance. I'm going to extend the attendance till 5 p.m. now so that to make room for more people. But after then, there will be no extension. So let me just extend that now. I'll post the video. There should be 2 videos. I will link them together and post them because of the disconnection that happened. All right, then. Thank you, everyone. Do have a wonderful weekend.